Restrictions in Metro Manila have been eased further after being downgraded to Alert Level 2. Officials are still reminding the public to not get complacent when going out. The IATF has also allowed face-to-face classes in all college degree programs at 50% capacity. This applies to Metro Manila as well as all other areas under Alert Level 2. Former Senator Bongbong Marcos is facing a couple of new petitions to cancel his candidacy for president. His camp says it's all part of the, quote, yellow propaganda. And more Filipinos are expressing willingness to get vaccinated, according to the social weather stations. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Presidential aspirant Bongbong Marcos is facing more petitions seeking to remove him from the 2022 presidential race. However, his camp remains unfazed. Dale De Vera with the rest of that story.
More groups will file a petition next week to try and stop the candidacy of presidential aspirant Bongbong Marcos. Lawyer Howard Calleja, convener of opposition coalition Isambayan, will assist the petitioners. Calleja says he is acting on his personal capacity and not as part of Isambayan. The groups will file a motion to intervene in the earlier petition filed by a group of civic leaders. The deadline to file a petition seeking to cancel COCs already lapsed last November 2. The groups have yet to finalize if they will file a separate disqualification case against Marcos. When a candidate's COC is cancelled, he can no longer be substituted, as opposed to being disqualified where substitution is still possible.
Yung disqualification, hindi po yan kasi it is not the COC you are challenging, but his qualification as a candidate. So, kaya magkaiba po yan. At yung ground po nun, magkaiba rin. So, here, the ground for disqualification is not his filing of the candidacy, but his being held guilty and violation of the tax code.
The new petition will have similar grounds as the one filed this Tuesday, which centers on Marcos's conviction in 1997 for failure to file his income tax returns. The Court of Appeals acquitted Marcos of failing to pay tax but convicted him for not filing ITRs. The imprisonment penalty against Marcos was also dropped. Calleja believes that the CA made an error with its verdict since the tax code says that tax convicts must be penalized by both fines and imprisonments. The petitioners said that the CA ruling is null and void.
Mahalagang pamantayan o standard sa kahit na sinong nais manungkulan, lalo na sa mataas na posisyon sa pamahalaan. Yung pamantayan na hindi sinungaling at hindi magnanakaw.
But the Marcos camp downplays the petitions.
Well, bala sila. Kanino nila i-direct yung kaso nila. I don't think we will be party to that.
Rodriguez also refused to answer when Bongbong paid his fines and the exact amount. He said that petitioners should find out for themselves. Despite this, the Marcos camp says the former senator will not back out from the presidential race.
Withdrawal is never on the table. BBM is running for president, and the support of the people every day are becoming more pronounced.
So far, Bongbong has yet to choose his running mate. He recently met with Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte in Cebu, but their possible team-up remains a speculation so far. For News 5, Dale De Vera, we are One News.
And the COMELEC says about 75% of aspiring politicians at the national level will be declared as nuisance candidates and will be on the COMELEC's chopping block. Jen Calimon with the report.
Hundreds have filed their COCs, but only a few names will make it to the official ballots for the 2022 polls. COMELEC says 75% of those who submitted their COCs for national positions will be declared nuisance candidates. This means that they are not yet included in the official ballot since they will not be allowed to run. According to COMELEC, their law department has now filed a petition to declare some presidential, vice presidential, and senatorial aspirants as nuisance candidates. Overall, 569 aspirants have filed their COCs for national positions, 97 for president, 28 for vice president, 174 senatoriables, and 270 party list.
Candidates will still be filtered, and most of them, maybe especially for the position of president, vice president, and senator, will be considered as nuisance candidates. From what I've heard, almost 3/4 will be declared. We are just waiting for the final the declaration of them as nuisance. And if they are declared, then they will be removed from the list, and definitely these numbers will be reduced.
COMELEC also mentioned their basis in declaring an aspirant as a nuisance candidate.
We look at the intent of the candidate. Does he or she have that legitimate intent to run? Is he or she just not making a mockery of the election system? And does that aspirant filed his or her COC just to confuse the voters? These are some of the basis for declaring them as nuisance candidates.
In 2016, only 6 presidential aspirants were included in the official ballot, while 6 out of 19 vice presidential aspirants and 50 out of 172 senatorial aspirants were included. COMELEC is expected to release the list of official candidates by the end of the year. Reporting for News 5, Jen Calimon, We Are One News.
Malls and other establishments are expecting a bigger volume of visitors after Metro Manila shifted down to alert level 2. Mon Gualvez with that story.
More people flocked to malls today, the first day of Metro Manila's downgrade to alert level 2. Kids were also thrilled to be able to go out again. 5-year-old Stephen was very excited to visit the arcade again, but he was not allowed in as operators await official word from the IATF.
Yung mga bata, nung nalaman nila na open na yung mall ngayon, excited sila, oo. Parang naging inosente sila eh, parang naging back to basic sila na lahat na lang gusto nila i-hi and hello.
With an expected influx of visitors, mall operators assured that minimum health standards will be enforced.
Mag-a-add tayo dyan ng mga security marshals to check and implement yung social distancing, face masks are worn at all times.
Mall operators are expecting 40 to 50% increase of mall goers in the easing of restrictions in Metro Manila, especially this coming Christmas season. At the Quezon Memorial Circle, a number of children were also seen playing and roaming around. Though most of them are wearing face masks, a public service announcement is regularly played to remind all people in the park. Food establishments are also preparing for the bigger volume of customers. Restaurants and other indoor volumes are allowed to operate at 50% capacity for fully vaccinated individuals. This KTV bar in Malate has sanitized all rooms in preparation for its reopening after months of closure. The owner also assured that all of the employees are fully vaccinated. Some establishments also added tables to ensure social distancing.
Siyempre po, masaya kasi po magkakatrabaho na po kami ulit. Diba po, balik na po sa normal.
MMDA Chairman Benhur Abalos said LGUs can provide additional guidelines for the public. The Metro Manila Council is expected to come up with uniform restrictions in the coming days. For News 5, Mon Gualvez, We Are One News.
And in other news, the Education Department is investigating a TikTok video that has gone viral involving a faculty member insinuating potential child abuse. DepEd Secretary Leonor Briones directed the agency's Central Luzon office to launch the investigation. The video in question shows one teacher who apparently wants to get the attention of his cute student. The DepEd reminds teachers to always subject their actions to the highest degree of ethical and professional standards. Let's take a quick look at today's other top stories. The IATF has allowed face-to-face classes at 50% capacity in all degree programs in areas under Alert Level 2. Commission on Higher Education Chairman Prospero de Vera says participating schools must have high vaccination rates among both students and faculty members. Schools must also secure approval from their LGUs and have modified facilities fit for new normal classes. Inflation slowed down to 4.6% in October from 4.8% in September. The Philippine Statistics Authority says this is due to the slower rise in the prices of meat, vegetables, and fish. More and more Filipinos are now willing to get vaccinated, according to the latest survey by the SWS. The survey firm says 64% of adult Filipinos are now willing to get jabbed against COVID-19. This is 9 points higher than the results of the survey from June. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.